Let's say your constraint is leads, which for a lot of you are, so creating more demand, right? If you had more demand, you would be able to make more money. Great, then we determine where are you already getting the most demand and how can we get more demand there. So let's say we're getting on YouTube, we're posting 1 time a week. Great, now we're for 4 hours a day every day, we're gonna work on making new YouTube videos so we can post 2 YouTube videos a week, okay? And if we already post 4, we can and improve the quality. So how does it mean? What does it mean? We spend more time on the ideation, right? The number one thing that separates the people that are at the top of the content game from everyone else, one of the main things is how strong their ideas are. So how much time you actually spend on finding outliers, on finding really good videos. And again, don't worry, in our personal brand module of this course, the profit system, the first letter stands for P, right? P for personal brand engine, right? Of the profit system. The first letter is P, which stands for personal brand growth engine. There, you are going to learn how we can come up with outliers. That framework that I'm sharing in that module is probably worth, like, I don't know, I would pay $100,000 for it. If I could go back, I swear, if I could pay $100,000 for it a few years ago, and I could implement it a few years ago every day, I would, because I would have made so much more. So I'm going to share with you that a bit later on how to actually do it. But just for the sake of example, you implement a better ideation process. So actually have way better ideas for your videos because they determine the success, right? Then you make better packaging, better hooks, titles, thumbnails. You write the stories, the examples you are going to share in your content. You see what other competitors in your niche do that is better on your YouTube videos. You look at your analytics, you prepare better, etc., right? And then next day, 4 hours, boom, you script. The next day, 4 hours, you record the video, or you edit, you send it to the editor. You go and spend that 4 hours on hiring a better editor, whatever is the constraint within, let's say, YouTube or Instagram or whatever that is. Just for example, instead of increasing prices or other things, you already did it, or for some reason you want to have a coach, great. You need to hire a team member for 4 hours a day. You put it, you do job posts, you interview people, you reach out to people from other companies, you ask people if they know someone and if you would pay them a referral fee if they refer you someone really good, and you are working on this until this constraint is solved. And after these 4 hours, you can do anything else that you want as well, right? So I can tell that for most of you, it is going to be advertising, marketing, because people don't market enough and they don't have enough demand. So that's what's going to be the focus. But in case you do have these other constraints, you focus on them. If your constraint is close rate, okay, for 4 hours every day, you learn about sales. You review your own sales calls, use AI to get feedback, etc., etc. All of these things you do before your constraint is solved. This is how we do it, okay? And the reason that this is important is because it's simple to understand and it's very hard to do consistently. How do I know this? In that competition called the 100, when we were doing it for 90 days, vast majority of the people didn't do it consistently, and that's why most of them didn't win. And every single person that showed up day in, day out, they won. I even got reposted by Alex Hormozi about this, where he said that, like, how did the hard work, he kept showing up and that's how he won. And he meant this, that the fact that we were showing up and actually doing this work. I'll even show you right now. All right, here it is. I found it on my Instagram. You can go and check it out as well. And Hormozi reposted the story of my win, and it said, cool compilation, the power of showing up and doing the work every day. You gotta want it more than you hate doing what it takes to get it, right? So the power of showing up and doing the work every single day. That's what literally helped us and helped so many of our clients as well, right? The guy showed up to every Skool Games call I did for a year and followed instructions, exactly. And then he finally won and won a trip out to the boring work, etc. Right? And here it says Skool, but it was the 100 competition. But yeah, that doesn't matter. It's just that the fact is that the thing that helped us to grow was the fact that we kept showing up every single day, and that's the secret. Okay, so this makes it very simple to track. And also, when I was talking to Alex Hormozi, he said that his number one thing, that the number one habit that he has that put him ahead of everyone else, and he's able to, he recently did a $100 million launch in a weekend. In 1 weekend, he did a $100 million launch, okay? So he knows what he's talking about. And of course, it took years to prepare for that launch and stuff, but still, he broke the world record of the fastest selling nonfiction book in history. And to do that, you know what he did? He implemented this. Every single morning, for every single day, he says the number one habit that got him the most furthest ahead in his life is in the mornings, in his case, or it can be evenings, days, doesn't matter whenever you have the least distractions and your brain works the best, he has uninterrupted 4+ hours of work into the constraint. That's it. For him, it was the writing the book, growing his brand, launching this, because it's gonna create so much credibility, proof, resources for him to grow, and with this, he was able to help so many entrepreneurs as well with his book too. So all this to say is that it's a very powerful habit, right? And most people don't do this, and that's why they don't win. Now, a lot of these trainings are available for free with all of the templates, AI tools, private feedback for you to be able to implement in your business. And guess what? It's absolutely free. So if you're interested, the link will be down below in the description and you can apply to join there.